Okay, I'm back doing Wordle some more. And, oh, hang on for a second. Since I've started this little thing I'm doing, I've stopped listening to the sound bed behind me, DivKid. I don't mind playing this music over and over again. I do listen to the show after so I can index it, and I like this music. I'm associating it for sure with this project. But we're soon going to be I keep saying soon, but we're near the end. So where do we leave off here? There's a lot of confusion when we finish the game. If I go to, I'll play the game here. If we play the game, we lose track of how to end the session, and it's something we can fix up pretty easily by kind of being a little quick and dirty about it. Let's see this game start up first, and then we'll go into it. Oh yeah, and I also had a thought about that yesterday, or in the previous session. We had this build that seemed to take forever and ever, and I just realized we could see that for ourselves if we use the verbose switch. So I wanted to go down that rabbit hole for a little bit. I'm glad I remembered that. Over a week I probably would forget about that, but these little things do gnaw at me, these little pieces. So here I'm going to put in the balls, also not a good word. So I got it in one, but it doesn't print out this string here. You got it. Instead, it jumps right here to the close, and the close is this. That's it. Any key to quit. So what I'm thinking of doing is just making this call the update, and then it'll also, if need be, it'll print the correct word. Actually, it's okay that it does it here. I can live with that, because what happens after is it prints it here for us to see. What we should do is maybe count the number of guesses. I don't know if guessCounter is down here, so let me try that. Correct. Don't know if guessCounter is available here, and we're gonna find out right now. And if it isn't, then what we'll need to do is probably assemble in here somewhere, or maybe even here, some variable that enumerates the state of the game. And that leads us to the big question from yesterday, which is we're following this thing here called the model view controller, MVC. We're doing it because we have both a curses view and a text-only view. And I want to find a diagram on the Martin Fowler documentation. That one is maybe too simplistic, but let me just speak to it. That didn't really. Okay. Can I crank this up? Nope. I'm not gonna do it that way. Can I do it this way? This is kind of a little bit what I want to talk about. The model is interacted with by both the controller and the view, and the aspiring craftsman, which I think I remember his name was Greer. I want to get this right. Derek Greer. The aspiring craftsman talks about the model as the state, structure, and behavior of the data being viewed and manipulated. Now, it has no direct link to the viewer or controller, and it may be modified, though, by the view and the controller. Then here, the view and controller work together. So these are just things that caught my eye as I was thinking about how we're gonna redo this. Here, this thing here says it's the new main, but really it's the new controller. It's a single entry point for the game, whether it is a curses based game or the command line game. And remember, the command line game is, I'm gonna first we're going to run the command line game so you can see the difference. I think if you've been following me, you already know what this is going to do, but I already forgot the name of the package. Is that possible? wordle-cli. Oh, that's not the first time I've done that. So here you can see this is the game wordle-cli by Ricky Umali, and there's some guesses here. I'm going to put in a guess here, taser, and you can see, oh wow, I have both the A and the E and the R. Let me do one. Gazer. No. This is the kind of puzzle where there are a few letters that you can do per each turn, so you're not reducing you're not reducing the number of choices by a lot on each turn. This is one where you would say put in a random word like cower. No, not cower. Like not crazy, because we have the A and the R. Something like chunk. Okay, chunk. So you know it's not C-H-U-N or K. I just switched over to showing how to play Wordle. But I have the A and the E and the R, so it's not any of these. I'm looking at my keyboard, and it could be Bayer. Your word is not in my dictionary. So you can see that it's playing, but there's no graphical piece to it. But with MVC, we should be able to take this controller, this new main, and add to it the new view. So that's what we're headed towards. I don't know if we're going to get to it tonight. I'm going to do these to-dos, and I don't know, maybe we will. Let's just finish this game though, because I could get this. AER chunk. Wainer. No. Waiter. Nope. Okay. PA. Not painter. Paler. Wow, this is not going to happen. It's not fader. I'm looking at the keyboard. I was going to say it's not taser. I think it's going to be an M in here. Maber. Not L. I mean, the other thing is there could be a double letter, but it will only be R. So I'm going to try one with an M. M-A-Y-E-R. Nope. I knew that wasn't in there, but if it was in that dictionary, I would have committed a change right now to remove this word. But it's not mayor. So, and it's Baker. Oh, EAVER? So, okay, so anyway, you see how it plays without the CLI, and you've seen how it plays with the CLI. And now we're gonna, we have it with the GUI as well. The other thing to remember is, I forgot, I have this Wordle words. When you generate the word, get the random correct word, we have a the back door to override the word. So if I jump to the definition, it's puzzle word. So we can do something like puzzle word equal EAVER. Let's see if this works. It's been a while since I've done this, and I'm pretty sure this was the syntax. This is a standard command line thing to do. I also don't know how I'm going to distribute this code. It's a binary. I don't know if I can just put it up on a website and have people look at it. Anyway, here it is, taser. See, it is the right word, and it's better with NCURSES, much better. But say you're on a bad terminal, well then you can at least play it in line mode. So, and we don't want to spend a lot of time converting all this logic. the program is so small, but I'm kind of making it, I'm kind of adding to it for purposes of trying out some of these techniques. MVC is not a, like I said, it's an old design pattern. I myself have not used it a lot, and so this is a way for me to exercise it a bit. And now we have to consider where would we store the information that we would display here in the end of the game. We probably would put it in the model of the game, and that model would also have this function here, the correct word message. So I might try to get working with the model, but first let's just clean this part up, and then if we need to, we're going to probably mess around with different logic. I'm going to take care of these to-dos here, and I'm also going to I'm going to ignore AEIOU, and then maybe call update status in here. This will be, I think, tricky. So I'm going to go offline, off screen, and just start whacking away at this part, see if I can make it work. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I made a change that makes the code look a lot like the text command line mode version, and I also modified game close so that it accepts an argument with the closing string. This part here, you got it in guessCounter guesses. There's the risk of the pluralization. I'll fix that in a moment. Let's see if this compiles. The part that I'm curious about is this thing here. All right, so it compiled, and I'm going to put in what was the word? EAVER? Taser. Yeah. See, that's great. So that ends the game, and if I press enter, maybe I'll put here, press any key to quit. I'll do that down here too. And then this pluralization business, it's going to be something like this. This is a big string, but something like guessCounter greater than 1, then it's going to be ES else nothing. Fancy message is fine, and then yeah, EAVER. Let's see if that ternary operator got past muster. Interesting. I think it's because interesting. I think I need the parentheses. Let me first try that before I look it up in the oh wait. Nope. This is I forgot the actual operator, which is a question mark. Yeah, I think if this works, then what I'll do next is work on the text version and unite the controllers. And yeah, so first let's do EAVER. You got it in one guess. Take a look at that. The pluralization is correct. Now we'll do it in more than one guess. This is again, I haven't thought about how to test this game interactively. Yeah. it's interesting because at the office we have a pretty complicated web application, and the full end-to-end test is something that is something we're putting off a bit because A, we're still in development, but B, it takes a while to set up these tests. Now that's a web app, so we're using Playwright. Okay, EAVER. You got it in 2 guesses. Any key to quit. So to me this is great. What I could do now is manipulate this keyboard and do that dimming thing. So maybe I will try that next. But if you look at these 2 files, if I close this tab and open it using, here I press the Option key, and if I press Option and then click, it opens it in this side-by-side window, and I can then do this Apple 0 to hide the navigation. And you could look at this main here. This main looks an awful lot. I mean, it's hard to see, but if you line up the guessCounter, they're practically the same. And the only thing that needs to change is this. When I play the game and I display the user interface, I call this wordle-CURSES. What we'll need to do is make something called Wordle line mode or something like that. And it will, we'll just we'll make a class that kind of has these functions here. Now, yesterday I talked about the here I got to get rid of this. Yeah, this ended up working. I never tested this one, but again, let's just keep going. I pointed out that if I press Option, Apple, and the left key, it will collapse whatever level is appropriate, and that allows me to collapse the entire class. And what I want to point out when I do this, is that this view, these lines here, is something that we can make for the line mode version. Meaning we'll have something like class Wordle line mode. It will have some variables, but it will also have some common functions like this init, this really badly named method, guessRowGuiWide. We'll just call that updateGuessRow. And you can see it's being passed in a guessRow, but here we might pass in the model instead. But so this may require some thought. We may not want to do this willy-nilly, but with code folding, you can get a picture of your program in a way that it makes it's manageable when you see it all in one screen. I'm going to do Control-6 to do the various pieces of the class. Oh wow, look at these are my to-dos. So the fancy message, which was this free floating function, we'll just we'll probably put it in probably put it here in the model, and we'll probably stuff a lot of things in the model. When you read these posts, while they talk about the history of MVC, or while Derek talks about a lot of the history of MVC, Fowler talks a lot about these the issues. I think both approach it, but I think I was getting a lot of sense. I was getting the sense that from this one, from this post, there was more discussion of the issues that arise. Let me see if I can find where he talks about it. Let's see. We're following a little bit of a hybrid mode, because the controller is for sure updating the, I mean, in the current code that we have, where we're using this, let's call it a janky architecture, we're directly manipulating the view by calling the view functions, but I mean, if this was being graded for a class, I think mine would have a, mine would be like a C, maybe even maybe B minus. Yeah, maybe it was Derek who talked about the size of the controllers, but remember that came out of, these two links came from looking at Hacker News, and there was a lot of discussion there about when does the controller or the model become too big. And so what I'm going to try to do now off screen is work on this dimming thing. That's strictly the CURSES view, so it'll have some individual functions in here, but it'll have some individual functions and maybe even some state where it will do that work. This is the driving function, updateGuessRow. So we'll manipulate this, and I'll make commits as we go. So just hang in there. I'm gonna go and code. Okay, so just so it's clear, I need to add code to actually use the display and manipulate the letters. I don't even use this, it turns out, when I do the initial draw. In here, you can see I'm not even calling it. So let me go and fix that up, make sure that the code works, and then we'll write the functions to do the dimming. Okay, well, we're going to try this new code out where we're going to use the window that was created for the keyboard specifically. I think those numbers that I adjusted were correct. Hopefully you've kept in your mind the graph paper of this program. I gotta somehow make that keynote available to people. Maybe I'll stick it somewhere in the web page. Oh, okay, so this one, I think I didn't do the refresh. Let's... If this works, we'll commit it. And then the functions to do the draw, I was thinking about this. Clearly, we'll use a set again, just like we did with the Wordle words, so we can look at that for how to do it. But the only things in the set will be the... Yeah, I'm gonna try the commit now of this code real quick. I feel like I'm on a Zoom call. I was talking and nothing was going out. I'll call that out in the YouTube description. Well, that's a mistake on my part. I apologize for that, but suffice to say, it was just me droning on about how to store these used letters, and how I'm really eager to see a new feature. I'm not thinking about the architecture too much, but conceding that this array of letters should probably go into a model, but we haven't written the model. So here, I think it would be something like this. Cool. And I think it, I'll just go to the reference here. Under collections. What a syntax. Would not have gotten that. And I didn't get it right here either. It's a bracket? Wow. Now, I've stopped looking at this up here at the top to see that this thing is even building. It lost track of of the auto build. In other words, if this was a mistake, it's not showing me here. I don't know why that's the case and why it works for the Wordle line mode executable or target. And so for that, I just have to do the build here. Oh, there's no dictionary there. Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait to rewatch this and see how long I was speaking without the microphone. So that worked. And what this means is we can, at this point, initialize these letters. I think for simplicity's sake, I almost want to do something like this. Since this Vim is terrible, I can do something like this. We can just do the letters. Then there would be a double quotes, and I think when we're in update guess row, I think what's passed in is the is a capitalized guess down here. Yeah, so it's a capitalized guess, so we know that it's going to be capital letters. So, man, you're really seeing me hack around with this. Now, this will be false. Let's see if we got the initialization right. Yeah, we're doing something like this. So we just and then it's a Boolean, so we're going to say has it been selected, and that's what this variable will be, and I'll put that here. So the initial value is false. I have that here, right, somewhere. Okay. So you see what I'm doing. I'm using a better Vim to add to my Vim. It's unfortunate. And if this was in a model, we could conceivably make tests for this, because then we'd have a function. So you're really seeing me hack away at this, just all in the interest to prototype this thing, and then maybe I'll go back and make it nicer by putting this block in a model, maybe adding some tests. But that's the name of this live stream. Rick is programming. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm programming. Let's try to build this. Extra new line here. I'm going to get rid of that. One second. Now that that compiled, let's go and clean up this new line. And here's another new line. I don't like that. We'll do we're going to say usedLetters sub a letter. We'll set it to true. And we'll now, oh man, I just realized there was this issue. So we want to draw this function. We want to have a function to draw the keyboard. We want 3 rows with first row, second row, and third row, just like this. And this is the responsibility of the view, so I don't feel as bad doing this code in here. It's this activity that is a little shaky, because we're changing the state in here. All we're doing here is just displaying it. It's passed in. So we're really gonna have to do this. Maybe I'll do this offline, like in the library or something. But right, so we'll do this term refresh keyboard display, and I think to make it easier, I will also make a function here. Yeah. To isolate this just a little bit, I'll make a function here called updateKeyboardDisplay. And we're going to pass in the letter, and we're going to let the function do it. If they told me that this is what I'd have to be doing to do this, I probably should have tried to work this out. I was eager to do it, but I wasn't eager to actually work on it. Like work, like the kind of work I do at work. I mean, this is my hobby. So, okay, so we're going to make a function, updateKeyboardDisplay, which takes a string. And the string that's passed in is a letter that was used. Use letter C. You just make that true. And then this crazy thing, we're not gonna do it here, but we're gonna come close. What hurts, it hurts. What hurts is the string manipulation. I'm still not happy with it. I think I know how to do this loop in Python pretty easily, but because of the way strings work in Swift, we're gonna do it in a more plotting way. Also, to do the spaces, we're going to to do the spaces, we might have an extra space here, but it won't be a problem with our code. So I'm going to first do something like this. I don't think I'm going to do this, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it's going to happen. Because what I really need is to do this. I really need to do this kind of a loop. But let me show you what that kind of looks like with just this one. But I don't think I want to finish it. Let's see if these sketches work. I'm going to get rid of these spaces. I spent a lot of time bringing those over, and I realized I didn't do anything with them. Let's run this. Let's see if this builds. I'm curious if this loop with the literal string will allow me to iterate, step through it. Excellent. That worked. So now we then say let's do an enumeration, right? I've already forgotten the enumeration. Enumerated. I don't know if this is going to work because the indices, they're not, it's a string index, not an integer. Pretty sure of that. Then I'm gonna have to do my own enumeration. I mean, for now, let's see what happens. I am going to do this term.addStrTo. I don't know if I like these, it's not those variable placeholders don't seem to work the way I think they're supposed to work. So a little frustrating because I'm trying to do something here. Yeah, I can't. I think I'm gonna have to make my own loop, and because what I'm doing is I'm walking through this array, and I'm telling it to put this character here. And in fact, I'm not even putting it here. I'm saying let's do this loop with the if. This we know we have to do. If use I think it's dim, but let me go to it. Yeah, okay. And it's this loop right here, the column I. So let's see if this works. We'll see a broken display, but we might see some dimmed letters. And then we probably won't commit any of this code, but I really have to think about it. I'm trying to strike the balance between actually doing programming, the stuff you can see on the screen where I'm updating code, I'm compiling, I'm seeing it work. Versus thinking where you're not seeing me do anything. You're seeing me just staring off into the horizon. And I'm striking that balance, and what I should have done was maybe do some of this thinking like I did with the algorithm for Wordle. I spent time thinking about that algorithm, sketched it out in that keynote, and then presented it. Maybe that's what I should have done here, instead of just willy-nilly going in and hacking and slashing. But let's keep going for a little bit more, because we might be able to at least get some learning done with this, because we do have to sketch out that this technique will work. But in my mind it already works, so it's just a matter of telling the computer what to do. And I mean, I challenge somebody out there to pass this prompt to the ChatGPT, like write valid Swift code to walk through an array of, walk through a string and pulling out each character, determine whether it's used or not, and if it's used, dim the string on the redisplay. No exact matches in call to subscript. So up here we have this. Oh, it's a dictionary. So this is the dictionary. So let's make sure I know how to use a dictionary. Look at that. No, you can add a new value with this, but to check, you have to use the period. Kidding me right now? Can use update for key, but so we need that, but we also, so this is correct. This is not, which is what it was complaining about. Now, I'm looking at these messages to see if maybe it's going to suggest that I need to do the period. It's just guessing at what I wanted to do with this. And you're going to tell me ChatGPT is going to be able to figure this out, but I guess in the end ChatGPT is going to talk in ones and zeros to the machine. Then as I get further, there'll be 3 of these loops for the 3 rows of the keyboard, and when we do this add string, the column index will need to be adjusted by 1. So that's why we need to do this loop like by 2. Count is empty. No, look at this. I had it right. So now I think it's just a question of this, and it's the compiler now. The compiler is not even going to let me be in the debugger. I can put this in the REPL, and while we're learning, this is programming, running little experiments so you can be sure what the computer will do. This is fair use of the time, because we do need to have a loop like this. In the end, it may be that I gotta do the loop here, like this, in a pure array of strings, one at a time. So if I do var string equal, just copy this thing, It's exactly what I expected to see. Now we're going to have to stare at this error. Now I'm interested to see what the error is now. Maybe I should do, if I need the expression, but it's a dictionary. That's the whole point. The value of it is a Boolean. That's an expression that can be here. So oh, you know what? I didn't have the usedLetters. Let's put that in here. So now we have usedLetters. Now we can do that enumeration. Wow. Can I do this edit? No. I'd like to edit that, but that's okay. I'll just retype it. So that's the index. This is the letter. And now we're going to print usedLetters. usedLetters. Yeah, not liking it. Candidate expects value of type dictionary. For parameter 1. Element get. Feels like something simple. You saw the success we had up here. That's really what we're checking for. And if I do usedLetters like Q, you can see it returns a Boolean, maybe, with the question mark. this a string? Yeah, it's telling me it wants a string here, but it's not telling me what it got. If I go back up here, let me see, isn't there a way to tell me the type? Typecasting. I'm going to say L is string. Yeah. So that's my problem. It's not a string. So I'm going to make it a string. This is L as string. String.element, aka character. Oh, oh my goodness. This is what we need to do. It became a character or a string.element, so we have to make it a string again with this. I kid you not. I had this problem before. I can't remember which episode, but oh, this feels terrible. I don't know if I'm using the language right. Hopefully you see what's happening here, and if anything, we learned something from that, and that's going to help us when we come online again tomorrow. I think this sketch mostly works. This enumerated with the index, I'll have to fix that because we're going in twos. When we're at index 0, the next time we print something, it's 2 over. Hopefully you're following along. It's going, rewind this. This is a strongly typed language. It will not let you fail. You gotta unwrap this thing with this helper. Just set it to true if it's not even in there, but I don't want that. I want it to be false, which is the default. So I'm going to set it to false, and I'm going to replace this down here. Oh my God, that's wrong. That's wrong. If you're up here, you want to be dim. If you're nil, you're going to be true and you're going to be dimmed. But that will not happen in our case. The compiler cannot figure that out, that this dictionary of the... I've initialized it to be these 26 values, but I guess it doesn't know that there isn't any other place in the code that I've been just adjusted this. And anyway, that's what's happening with this. It's telling us how to do it here. Force unwrap using bang, or provide a default value. Oh, and I gotta do it down here. I don't know if this is going to work in the if. Maybe I need that other syntax. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Oh, I should have used my special word, the one that I had over here. Oh no, I didn't have it here. Did I have it here? Yeah, let's do that so that we get some success. No, it doesn't matter. I just need to use the letters in the guess. So I didn't need to do that, but that's okay. Taser. It's hard to tell, but the T, A, it's the T, E, and R. They do not look dimmed. I set it to be taser. Goes through with taser. If this is true, then set the attribute to be dim. Let's set it to be something else. Maybe dim isn't appropriate. I can do something like invisible. Let's do that. Just to see that the logic worked. EAVER. do find this kind of work extremely challenging, but also invigorating, exciting, and fun to do, even though it's frustrating, but it's a good kind of frustration to some extent. It's like working on a puzzle, and except it's one that I'm making on the fly. Yeah, that text attribute stuff is not. Oh, look, I set it on the wrong window. Let's try dim again. So going back to that previous thought, you're doing this puzzle, you're doing it in real time, you're changing something, it affects something else, and you have to keep it all in your mind. I was thinking the other day about starting this video game that I read about called Factorio, where you have to spend time, I think, building a factory on some planet. You have to figure out variables, and you have to figure out this or that, so that you can maximize. I think you have to build a rocket. But anyway, the whole deal is that you're spending time exercising your brain doing something, when I can write a computer program and exercise those same parts of my brain. Now, I think people will tell you, hey, hang in there. You got to hang on there. You may burn yourself out. But I will go back and tell them that when I was a kid, I wanted to figure out these things. I'm not saying I'm good at any of this. Now, don't get me wrong on that. But I wanted to work on these puzzles. I want to work on these problems. And like I said, I can maybe play a game and divert my mind, but I always think back to, wait, don't I have a computer program I could be writing? And that's another reason for this live stream that I'm doing. I don't think this dimming thing is doing anything. I may need to do this refresh here. Let me try. Yeah, I think I need to do a refresh. Let me do taser again. Nope. Just to make it simpler, I'll remove this here, and I'll also remove the initial This may make it easier to see if we've done anything. And we got a few more attributes before I call it quits. Namely, we got bold, we got invisible. So we got a couple of things to try. And this stuff that I commented out will help us see these things. And then we'll call it quits. And I mean, I was like talking on mute for 10 minutes in this stream, so I feel like I owe you some talk. And the thing is, going back to that maybe playing a game to exercise my brain in its the left hand side of my brain. This is something that you could follow along with. You can download the code and mess around yourself. Yeah, it's not changing it. I'm gonna go and change it to be I want that. Wow, you know what? This is doing it per letter. No, but I. It's true. Yeah, so if it's true, okay, I'm gonna do this now. This doesn't work. We have invisible was an attribute, and also I mean, we can put in a color here, but maybe that's what we'll do, but we can do blink and underline. We'll do one of these, stand out. I mean, in all fairness to Factorio, it probably is fun to figure out the factory than to build a rocket. But if people know about Factorio, you know it doesn't have any sales, so it's not the $40, but it's like, now I've spent money on it. Now I gotta play this game. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah. Go to keyboard display. Yeah, I may have to rethink this. I'm worried that when I'm in this loop, this loop is called 5 times. Each time I'm changing this usedLetters thing here, setting it to true. So this is mutated, and when I'm in here displaying it, it should be respecting the attribute. I mean, well, I'm almost going to walk this into debugger, but let's do blink. I mean, part of it is now I'm testing the terminal. We know normal works and we know colors work, so I should probably just maybe do this thing. So maybe I'll try that next. If I've used it, yeah. But then that was the bonus of this, was to make the keyboard color different based on whether it was a successful match or not. In other words, make it green or yellow. But then the structure here would have to change. It can't be false. It's got to be the color. Yeah. No, there it is. ER and what looks like T. Oh, right, because yeah, so it's working. Look, I'll stop here. Almost 2 hours here doing this. thank you for checking this out. Let me commit this broken code so you yourself can enjoy this this mess. You know what? Maybe I'll let me do this. Let's make a branch for this. This way, if you get the main code on the main branch, it kind of works. But here we'll make it a separate branch. This is an important message with the Git. It's saying, hey, you're uploading a new branch. You should probably set it as the upstream, and it tells you exactly what to do. So I don't know if there's a way to make that be the default. So thanks for checking this out. We won't go as long tomorrow. I'll try to leave the mute button off, and maybe tomorrow I think what I'll do is concentrate on the code that unifying the controller, because again we have this section here which is the gameplay. All we need is a view for the line mode. We can unite these two things, and maybe the keyboard dimming we can do sometime in the future when I've got my act together. So at least we have an approach, or at least we see that it should work. But we have to do a lot more. I don't think we're too far off, but yeah. I appreciate everybody checking this out. Thank you again.